कुंजरी प्यारी जयो राधा माधवा जय कुंजरी प्यारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रजचर रञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजचर रञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जयो राधा माधवा जय कुंजरी प्यारी जयो राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जयो जगन्नाथ जयो बालदेवा सुभद्रमयी जय सुदर्शन जयो कृष्ण बलराम जयो कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जयो कृष्ण बलराम जयो गंधर्विष्ठ गिरिधारी गंधर्विष्ठ गिरिधारी गौरा जयो जय प्रभुपाद 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 जयो जय प्रभुपाद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्राय सुभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवन्ति नैष्टिके कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनकारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं। Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today will be I seek blessing from all the devotees so that I can speak Bhagavatam in the parampara and for the pleasure of Krishna and the devotees and my own purification. Today we'll be reciting on the second canto, first chapter, 12th sloka. It's very important and very interesting one. So you can all follow along with me. Kim pramattasya bahubhi parokshir Heyanir iha varam muhurtam viditam gatate sayas yataha kim pramatasya bahubhi parokshir hener iha varam muhurtam vidatim gatate sayas yataha kim प्रमत्तस्य बहुबीर परोक्षेर हेनयेर इहा वरम मुहूर्तम विदिताम घटते श्रेयास अतः। Word by word meaning. Kim, what is? Pramadasya, of the world bewildered, bahubihi, by many, parokshaha, inexperienced, yenayaha, years, iha, in this world, varam, better, muhurtam, a moment, viditam, conscious, gataha, gatate, one can try for shreyasi, in the matter of supreme interest, yataha, by that. Translation purport by His Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: what is the value of prolonged life which is wasted, inexperienced by years in this world, Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one start in searching after his supreme interest. Purport. Srila Sukadeva Goswami instructed Maharaj Parikshit about the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord by every progressive gentleman. In order to encourage the king, who had only 7 remaining days of life, Srila Sukadeva Goswami asserted that there is no use in living hundreds of years without any knowledge of problems of life. Better to live for a moment with a full consciousness of supreme interest to the fulfilled. The supreme interest of life is external. The supreme interest of the life is eternal, with full knowledge and bliss. Those who are bewildered by the eternal futures of the material world and are engaged in animal propensities of eat meat, eat, drink and be merry type of life are simply wasting their life by the unseen passing away of valuable years. We should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditioned soul to achieve the spiritual success. And the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy name of the Lord. In the previous verse, we have discussed this point to a certain extent, and we may further be enlightened on the different type of offenses committed onto the feet of the holy name. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu has quoted many passages from the authentic scriptures and has ably supported the statement in the matter of offenses at the feet of the holy name. From Vishnu Yamala Tatra, Srila Jiva Goswami has proven that one can liberate it from the effect of all sins simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. The quoting from the Markandeya Purana, Srila Goswami Ji says that one should neither blaspheme the devotee of the Lord nor indulge in hearing others who are engaged in belittling a devotee of the Lord. A devotee should try to restrict the welfare by cutting out his tongue, and being unable to do so, one should commit suicide rather than hear the blaspheming of the devotee of the Lord. The conclusion is that one should neither hear nor allow vilification of a devotee of the Lord. As far as distinguishing the law, holy name from the name of the demigod, the revealed scripture discloses, Bhagavad Gita 10.41, that all extraordinary powerful beings are but parts and parcel of the supreme energetic Lord Krishna. Except for the Lord himself, everyone is subordinate. No one is independent of the Lord, since no one is more powerful than or equal to the energy of the Supreme Lord. No one's names can be powerful as that of a Lord. By chanting the Lord's holy name, one can derive all the stipulated energies synchronized from all sources. Therefore, one should not equalize the supreme holy name of the Lord with any other name. Brahma, Shiva, or any other powerful God can never be equal to Supreme Lord Vishnu. The powerful holy name of the Lord can certainly deliver one from the sinful effect, but one who desires to utilize the transcendental potential of the holy name of the Lord in one's sinister activities is the most degraded person in the world. Such persons are never excused by the Lord or by any agent of the Lord. One should therefore utilize one's life in glorifying the Lord by all the means without any offense. Such activity of life, even for a moment, is never be compared to the prolonged life of ignorance. Live in life of a tree and other living entities who may live for thousands of years without prosecuting the spiritual advancement. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjala Salakya Tachurumilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Patadam Bhisham Padam Kiyam Vandeham Shri Guru Shivata Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sagana Raghunatham Tirtam Vidam Tam Tajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Sagana Lalita Shri Visakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopeshta Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusuri Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpadripisha Kripa Sudevacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vachari Gautara Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Namo Pangajanabhaya Namo Pangajamalini Namo Pangajanetraya Namaste Pangajangre. Welcome once again all the devotees for the Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. Today we will be reciting second canto, first chapter, sloka number 12. It's very important because in this material world we will be anchoring to live long. But that's what in the purport it says that never be compared a prolonged life of ignorance like the lives of a tree and other living entity who may live for thousands of years without prosecuting spiritual advancement. Without knowing spiritual advancement, there is no point in living a longer life. So this is the message. Today we will be going detailed with various examples. We will be discussing it. Hope it fructifies your expectation. Hare Krishna. Let's move on to that. Little background about that. What the second canto talks about. The second canto shows the genius of Sukadeva Goswami. We have to understand what a genius person he is. The entire Srimad Bhagavatam essence has been described in few slokas. The whole book is condensed form. Quick reference we call, no? So such a thing is given in the first few slokas itself he has given. Entire teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam is given in the first canto itself. So first, the second canto, first 15 verses itself, it gives the essence of it, and entire Bhagavatam, the thing also he has given in the first canto, the essence of it. So Sri Prabhupada was not sure he will continue his life because as it is he was 70 plus and he has less time to do. So whatever want to give to the world he has given in the first canto itself. So he has given all the essences in the first canto itself. So the entire teaching of 12 cantos, you will get it in the first canto itself. So because what Prabhupada says is, I may be having less life. Even if I am able to complete 12 cantos, the reader may not have time to read all the 12 cantos. At least if we can complete the first canto, he gets the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. So it doesn't mean that we don't read all the 12 cantos. No, we should read completely. The point here is Sukadeva Goswami is so genius that he has given summary of in the first 15 slokas itself in the second canto. So we have to be every sloka in second canto. First 15 slokas are so important, nectarian. We have to understand in detail. So what is this 5 summaries he's talking about? Let us go in detail one. So the first there are 5 P's we can consider. So for quick memorizing the thing, one is what is the purpose of life? P stands for purpose. Our purpose of life is ultimately one who remembers Narayana at the end of one's life. So we have to remember Narayana at the end of our life. So this is the first P, the purpose of our life. Second P, he talks about what is the purpose of any path we follow. So we are following so many paths. So second P stands for path. The path to follow, what path we are supposed to follow? The path to follow is bhakti is the only way. The path of bhakti is simplest, safest, fastest and surest way to attain supreme. So we have different paths are there. Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Ashtanga Yoga Kanda, Bhakti Kanta. So in Bhagavad Gita it's all elaborately given. But out of all the other things, best path is the Bhakti Kanta, where because it's the safest, fastest, and surest and simplest way to attain the Supreme. Third P will talk about that. What we should do. Okay, we started the process. What we have to do. When we do bhakti, he gives the specific process. So here P stands for process. The process, that process is chanting the holy name. What we are supposed to do is chanting the holy name. Chanting holy name is the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the conclusion of this whole Srimad Bhagavatam is chanting the holy name. Sukadeva Goswami is presenting at the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam itself is given that Nama Sanketa Esha in that sloka. Same conclusion is spoken at the beginning of the verse also. Yogi Nam. So all these things it emphasizes on the chanting the holy name. So fourth point, what is the result of following the process? You started following the process. What is the result? Because without result, yesterday, day before yesterday, and all we say that if you find something favorable to you, then you do the work. Similarly, if you ask to follow the process, then you say what you will get. So here, the result of the following the bhakti process is you get perfection. So this perfection topic also we are discussing in depth of the subject. What do you mean by perfection? Here Sukadeva Goswami comes up with a 10th verse. Result of the following process is one will develop a strong desire, unflinching faith on Mukunda, who is the giver of liberation. This is a recurrent thing in Srimad Bhagavatam. So repeatedly in various places in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami telling that. So the result of following the process is one will develop strong desire. So we will develop a strong, unflinching faith. Even somebody comes and tells, no, if you follow this thing, there are other things which will give quicker result. Please come and worship those demigods. No, you will have a strong, unflinching. Even if you are not, you are in a deep trouble, still you have faith with Krishna that Krishna will protect me. This is called that. So unflinching faith on Mukunda, who is the giver of liberation. Ultimately, we require this liberation. This is a renounced, recurrent things in Srimad Bhagavatam. Acharyas and great devotees prayed for that. So everybody is praying for this only. So let my mati become sati. So in that sloka, 10th canto, it is showed about mati become sati. That Bhishma Dev also prays in the, to Krishna that iti mati. In this sloka, I say that my dear Lord, I have one thing to offer to you, that is my mati. So he said that one thing, he said that I want to offer to you is my mati. Let my intelligence become chaste and never leave your lotus feet and go someone else. So how beautifully Bhishma Dev is teaching us. Our mind has to be kept in the lotus feet of that, like a chaste wife and not thinking of anybody else. The Kunti Maharani also prays the same. My dear Lord, let my mati develop a taste for sati at your lotus feet. So we have to develop the taste of the lotus feet of the Lord. The great personality echoes the same. Everybody repeats the same. Sukadeva Goswami is saying the result of practicing the process where we will develop perfection. So by doing these things, we will develop a perfection and rati towards Mukunda. These are the four things Sukadeva Goswami spoke at the beginning. So the four P's are all, just to recap that, purpose of our life, path to be followed, and to follow the path we need the process, and by doing that process we become perfection. These four P's we understood. Let us understand further to that. What happens? The prime importance, the fifth P is the prime. The prime importance is of our time. Sukadeva Goswami says, we have to follow the path, process, and the result of perfection, and we have very short time. See, our life is in Satya Yuga, there lack of years they stayed. Treta Yuga, there 10,000 years they stayed. Dwapar Yuga, 1,000 years, and Kali Yuga, 100 years. But as the day goes, there is no guarantee that we are going to live for 100 years. So our life is very short. So within that, what we are supposed to do is that. So time is very precious now for us. But we have to be very short time. How can we perfect our life within? So within the short time, how we can make it perfect? Most of the people in this world, hundreds of topics they will be discussing. Most of the people they waste no or no choice. So simply they waste or they don't have any choice. Engage in these four things. So let us understand what are the four things they simply waste their time. The 4G we call it up. The first G is gossiping. So we have to be very careful on that. So we gossip, where all we are gossiping? Social media is the wonderful medium where we start gossiping. Earlier, the gossiping means people sit, all the Mataji that sit there, they'll talk about various, what's happening around them. Similarly, all the prabhuji sit in under the banyan tree and they'll talk about the politicals. So this is how the politics gossiping they were doing. Now, with the technology advancement, the mobiles and internets are available. People are gossiping through social media and to present hundreds of gossip. So they WhatsApp, Instagram, so many media, no, they were going on pushing it. Sukadeva Goswami spoken this in 5,000 years back itself. He told about this. See how he is predicted that tomorrow generation going to waste by gossiping. So this is a very important point for the devotee to understand that we should limit our access to social media. The second G is Gatam Majuri. Everyone has a struggle. So whoever you may be, life is full of struggles only. Okay, that's what says that Ashashwa Dukkalayam. So Krishna already branded this earth as a struggle. We have to be struggle. In order for us to keep ourselves floating. So it is like you are fallen on the ocean. So we can't drown inside the water. So we have to swim to keep ourselves floating on the top. We have to struggle. So struggle is there. Bhavasagara. Constantly we have to work hard. So for that to struggle, we have to go on work hard. The third G is gratification. Lot of our time goes in gratifying our mind and senses. So third G we are talking about the gratification. So our gratification for what? Mind and senses, we gratify that. So that is, we have to limit it. The fourth G is good sleep. So most of our time goes into sleep. Prahlad says that out of 24 hours, 10 to 12 hours we spend for sleeping and also daydreaming. So some people they'll sit and they'll go on daydreaming. Half of our lifespan is gone. Lot of time gets squandered and goes away. We know we need sleep. Sukadeva Goswami says that they are stuck in four things. It takes away most of the time. So let us see the 4G what Sukadeva Goswami highlighting to us. First gossip, that is first G, we simply waste our time. And second G is Gadam Majuri, working hard to keep our life. Third G is gratification for mind and senses. The fourth G is the good sleep. So these are the wasting the time. So that has to be limited. Sukadeva Goswami to Parishit Maharaj, the genuine seekers will value the greatest gift of God is the time. So whoever is a genuine is desperately seeking. He knows the biggest gift God given is the time. So how to utilize the time? So today's purport and slokas revolves around the time only. So here Sukadeva Goswami telling to Parikshit Maharaj, you may not have anything right now. Like before he came to Ganges to take this sadhu sangha of great sages, he gave up all these attachments, 8 attachments. In the previous sloka we studied about that. Some kingdom, cow, wealth, family. So the 8 items he left. But Sukadeva Goswami says, one thing is sure, you have got 7 days. So within 7 days it can perfect your life. See how confident he said. 7 days is sufficient for you to perfect your life. It can determine your future. By spending quality time, it will determine your future. You haven't lost anything by utilizing the 7 days perfectly. So even though you gave up all the 8 things and renounce your life, but you have not lost anything by perfecting your 7 days, utilizing the 7 days for properly. The time factor will reward you more than the world can offer. See, this is a very good message for the devotees and the kids. The time factor will reward you more than this world offers. Why? Because 7 days king required to perfect your life. Why you want 7 days to perfect your life? Even a moment of is sufficient to perfect your life. Like in Srimad Bhagavatam, Katwang Maharaj, his life is clearly given that. He perfected his life within a moment, because in the battlefield he is come to know that okay, he is going to die. Immediately asked the sages what he is supposed to do, and he perfected life, keeping his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. So one moment of sincere in Krishna consciousness is far more living than living for hundreds and hundreds of years in this material world. So this is very important. What is the use of prolonged life? Even a moment of good consciousness that can develop Krishna consciousness, that is enough to perfect one's life. So this is the message for the devotee, that a moment of perfect good quality is sufficient to develop the Krishna consciousness. This is what the message of today's slokas. Today's verse also brings out that universal theme that Sukadeva Goswami is talking to Parikshit Maharaj. If you want to live long, if you want to live a life not with a quantity, go for quality. So Sukadeva Goswami clearly says that we have to look at the quality, not the quantity. Go for substance, go for a depth, and now not the shallow lifestyle. Just surfing on the type of life, don't live. So we have to go deep to the depth and understand the purpose of our life. So another quote is that adding years to your life may be important, but adding lives to our years is more important. So we have to give life to what it is. What is every moment we have to give life to that. So actually, the medical science talks in another way around. Medical science adds your years to our life. So whenever we fall sick, we rush up to hospital and by treating the body, again we have prolonged our life. This is what the medical science talk about. But Krishna consciousness says that adds life to our years. So every moment is giving the life to the years. So this is a message. Living in this world, quantity emphasizes the memories over the quality. So present lifestyle and scenario is that they emphasize on the quantity rather than quality. So whether a person is having a car, banga, bank balance, bank account, mobiles, so all these numbers determines how big that man is. So what the world focus on more in context of is contradicted to the Sukadeva Goswami's telling life is not the number game. Sukadeva Goswami says that life is not a number game. How many things you are having? But material world is people look at that numbers. Don't believe in number game and believe in authenticity of substance in living. So we have to look at that. What is the authenticity we have living in this life? Example is like if you see the writer or easy understanding is people talk about how many subscribers you have in YouTube, how many followers in your Instagram. So these are the numbers, they will be proud of it. Okay, how many likes you are getting, like that. We will miss out the so many numbers. One aspect is of becoming a Krishna conscious. We may be having thousands and thousands of numbers in our social media, but we are missing out one aspect of becoming Krishna conscious because we wasted all our valuable time in the social media. So this is a message for devotees and neophyte devotees. So Sukadeva Goswami, how many years we live in this world is important as we live how much ever we live. Just as an example is a writer, a book or a novel writer, he says that the bestseller we call them. The bestseller book is not number of pages he writes or it's based on the content he writes. If the content is brilliant, even if it is a thin page or less number of pages, automatically the book will sell. Similarly, the content of our life determines the contentment. So our life also determines that. It is not the quantity, it is a quality. So our life also quality is so important. Just like a content of a book determines the success of the book, similarly the content of our life determines the success of our life. So this is a very good message for the devotee to understand with a set easy examples to understand. There are so many people what truly makes our life meaningful is not the year we live, how purposefully we live. This is another message for the devotees. How purposefully we live. Like an example of ocean and a stream of water. In the hills region, you will see that a stream of water coming out and finally it connects to the ocean. So the ocean is talking to the stream of water. It says that why don't you become a ocean? So don't you have a desire to become an ocean? Then the stream tells him, what's the point of becoming a big, like a point of, what is the point of living so big like a salt water? Being a sweet water in a stream is much better. So it compares on the quality. The ocean water is salty, the stream water is sweetie. So this is how devotees should lead a life that there's no point in taking so many services and mess up everything. Take a what handful of service you can do and do a quality service to that. Make sure that Krishna is pleased with your service. So many people live in a short life. Even then, they perfect their life. So this is another message. So people who are lived short life also, they perfected it. The impact they created in this world within a short span of life still evaporating even today, though they have gone. So people are left in this world, but people about them talks even today. Example is Jesus Christ. He lived between the 32 to 38 years in this world. Shankaracharya lived for 32 years. Mirabai lived on this planet for 48 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived for 48 years. Tukaram Maharaj lived for 41 years. Guru Govind Singh, he lived for 41 years. Although they haven't lived very long, they are remembered even today. There are people who lived very long, but nobody recalls them even while they are living in this world. What to talk about after their death. So this is how that we have to create an impact to the society, so that now the society will recollect them, our presence. So Srila Prabhupada, examples from the Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita, a disciple named called Jayadirtha Prabhu. He lived for 38 years. He pleased the spiritual master to such a degree that Prabhupada mentioned, I am proud of to have a disciple like Jayadirtha. If Srila Prabhupada, a spiritual master, sees this, that is enough. Srila Prabhupada wrote 3 letters to him. The first letter he wrote it when he was infected with leukemia, it's a kind of blood cancer. When he was leaving the body, about to leave the body, all the 3 letters, Srila Prabhupada was repeatedly saying that same message that we are discussing today. The quality is more important than quantity. So this body may be finished today or tomorrow. We may not bother about this body. So we should not worry about this body, pampering and all. Tree also lives for a very long time. What is use? The success of life is Krishna conscious. So this we have to understand. When Jayananda left his body, Srila Prabhupada wrote a letter to him. I have intense separation, O Jayananda. In 1964, you are joined with me in San Francisco as a driver. When you are driving the car, you are chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You are the first person given $5,000 for printing the Bhagavad Gita book. Printing. So after that, rendered very favorably service to Krishna in different ways. I have so much hope. At the time of your death, you are remembering Krishna, and definitely you have been promoted to the abode of Krishna. Krishna's done a great favor for you. This is a point all the devotees should understand. It's very important Prabhupada is conveying that. Because it is not only non-devotee fall sick, even the devotee also undergo difficult times, fall sick. So what Prabhupada says, Krishna has done a great favor for you, not continue in diseased body. It's a point to be noted. He is not allowing you to continue in the diseased body and gave a suitable place for your service in the abode of Krishna. See, wonderful point Prabhupada has given for us. So this devotee should make a note of it. So Prabhupada wrote a letter to Rameshwar Prabhu in 1977 about Jayananda Prabhu. Jayananda Prabhu's death is a wonderful. He left his body to Vaikunta. See, spiritual masters authenticating that he has gone to the Vaikunta. Everyone should follow Jayananda Prabhu. I am very proud of him. If possible, pics of Jayananda Nityananda should be hung on the Rath of Lord Jagannath. So you can see there are small photos there in the Rath. Even we have noticed, I have noticed in Lakshmi Narasimha temple, Jagannath Rath also, they were having small photos. And also he told that in all the temples, one day to be kept aside for holding a festival for Jananda. So many people lived in a short life, but they made it. So this is what the message for us. Srimad Bhagavatam doesn't condemn why you are living so long. It's a other side also we have to see that. Srimad Bhagavatam doesn't tell you to live very brief life, it's short life. Srimad Bhagavatam first canto says that sages are addressing the Sutta Goswami, Aishman Bhava. So they are glorifying it, Tatra Tatra in that sloka. Someone who has very long life. So you can live long, but the quality is important. Srimad Bhagavatam says that what is the use of prolonged life without Krishna consciousness? So it is not even condemning who's living long life. So Srimad Bhagavatam is not talking about longer life, short life and all. There is nothing wrong with living in this planet. Srila Prabhupada lived for 84 years. Narasimha Mehta, great devotee of Krishna, who lived in this planet for 79 years. Ramanujacharya lived for 120 years. Bilwamangala Thakur, because of his mystic yogi, he lived in Vrindavan for 700 years. It is not wrong to live long. It is not living long, or it is worthy of living. That is what it makes. It is not about living long or short. Srimad Bhagavatam says that live a life full of substance. Then you will ask, what do you mean by substance? The substance all about he is talking is our work should conducive and our karma should elevate to dharma stage 1. We have to conducive and our karma should elevate to dharma. And dharma should lead to the detachment. So we should get renounced. And that detachment should lead us to bhakti of Supreme Lord. Not detach, okay, running away from home and thinking that how to survive. Many people know, I had one story also, that father-in-law was upset about that daughter-in-law chastising every day. He said, okay, let me go to ashram. After going to ashram, he is only thinking of daughter-in-laws and wife and family. So this is not the renunciation. So you have to detachment for what? To lead us a bhakti of Supreme Lord. So we have to practice bhakti. If you can't show progress, if you can't show the progression, then we are living dead. Even though the breathing and all activity happening is as good as we are dead body. So I'll repeat, our conducive, and we should be very conducive. Our karma should be elevated to dharma, and dharma should be lead us to detachment, and detachment should lead us to bhakti. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam also telling us. When we live this true life, when we are living this true life, the fulfillment of our existence, whether we live long or short. So we have to make a remarkable. We have to make a what do you call that? Suddenly it come. Okay. We have to make sure that it makes a sense of whether we live long or short. Example. Another example. One 4 years old person was there. And his grandson was a devotee. He goes and tell him that, Grandpa, please chant Hare Krishna. He said that, I lived such a long period. Lord bestowed me. That's why I am able to live long. I don't have to chant his name and all. Lord mercy is already with me. Because of his mercy, I live long. This is not the understanding. Living long doesn't mean it is perfection. So a few class back we had talked about what do you mean by perfection. So you can recollect. Very unfortunate thing is he couldn't even pronounce Hare Krishna. So that is unfortunate for him. Nowadays, if you see the small kids come to the temple and happily play around like playground, they are very joyful in the temple. Whereas many people, even if you go and knock the door and call them, ask them to come to temple, they see oh, I'm so much of work to do. Sorry, Prabhu, I cannot come. So coming to the temple for them is a great struggle. Whereas you see the other side, the kids who are coming to the temple, they're so joyfully there. There's a huge gulf of difference there. Of course, we should appreciate the parents of kids who are brought to the Krishna conscious. So this is a message for devotees. Another example we'll take from the Bhagavatam, this Gajendra prayer. Gajendra, when he is caught in the crocodile's mouth, it prays to Vishnu. It is not asking, I want to live long life. Generally, people, when we go to the temple in front of Lord, say, Lord, please don't give me disease, I want to live long. This is the prayer we generally say. There's nothing wrong praying for a longer life. In Gajendra story, Gajendra Mukti story, we say that his prayer said, initially he said that, please release me from the clutches of this crocodile. But after some prayer, few verses, no, he is saying that, I'm not asking you to release from this. It's better to release me from this body itself. He says that, wonderful message for us. Because today the crocodile may be caught me in the jaws of today you may be releasing me from the jaw of crocodile, but I'll be in the jaw of corona tomorrow, or I may be jaw of cancer or something. So we have to have a deepest understanding what we are praying to Lord. There is no guarantee that our certain type of illness or misery, okay, that guarantee we will not be able to caught in something else. General thing that, okay, I got a cancer, please cure me. Or I have some knee pain, please relieve me. But there is no guarantee that from knee pain it will go to kidney problem or something else. So our body, that's what recently we conducted that reason for all the disease. It starts from some end, it goes to some other. So we are live in a present life where we will go on asking prayers with the Lord that cure this disease. He is not a servant for us. The same prayer has been put it in Parishit Maharaj also. My dear Lord, I am not praying for a longer life. Let me live remembering you. His prayer also that simple. I don't want to live long. Let me remember you only and leave this body. This is the prayer we should ask. So Prabhupada says from the Chanakya quote also, what is the use of so many stars in the sky? One moon is enough to eliminate the darkness. So this is a nice quote. Let's correlate that also. It talks about the quantity. In this Prabhupada's speech in New York, he said that I don't want numerical strength. We want one person who will learn to love Krishna. I came to your country with this mission only. I'm not after the numbers, because if one person turn into the Krishna conscious, with that soul, because if I can done with one soul of Krishna conscious, he will do a tremendous work. That soul will like a moon. He said that he is looking at a person who loves Krishna. That's what he is asking. That mission he went to US also. By Krishna's mercy, he has sent so many moons to me in the form of young boys and girls. I am convinced that in the future they will do a wonderful service by spreading Krishna consciousness worldwide. So much he is happy about the devotees he has got it. So Prabhupada focused, balance the quality and quantity. So here he is talking about quantity refers to the spreading of mission east and west. And for quality is referring about boiling the milk. So you might be heard many times that boiling the milk, that word. That is the quality he is talking about. He balanced both the things. This is a sign of the great leader. So we have to understand how we are leader, because every devotee going to be tomorrow leaders. So how you have to handle the devotees, who doesn't focus on the quantity but checks the quality also. So great leader they there. So let us see that who is a good leader, who is a great leader. It's very important for the devotees. A good leader, they focus on building massive organization based on their quantity. So they are going on recruiting, acquiring companies and all. A great leader focus on deepening the quality of people who join the organization. He checks on quality. Good leader, they focus on building skyscraper building, which is like quantity. The great leader focus on the foundation, which is like a quality. Good leader actually interested in visible growth. He say that my stock is this much, my share is this much, all this visible growth they are seeing it. The great leader interested in the real growth. In pursuit numbers, good leader settles with a mediocity. That is popularity, that media, how much they come in the live in the media, television and all the things. The great leader pursuit on settling for excellence. So this is how we have to understand whether we have to be good leader or a great leader. So let us take few more examples from the Ramayana to understand the quantity and quality part of it. In Ramayana, Vishwamitra went and asked Dasharatha, please send your son with me. He asked one son only. Dasharatha said that no, he's very small boy. I will come with a big army to fight with these asuras. He said that, Vishwamitra said no. Finally, he settled with one person, that Lord Ram. Guru can identify the potency of one and the quality of his disciple. He can identify the disciple quality. Focus to train that disciple. So Dasharatha was thinking that Vishwamitra came for a help. It's a simple. But Vishwamitra was doing a favor to Dasharatha by training Lord Rama. That training will eventually affect the entire future leadership of Ayodhya. This is what the Guru makes a life change. So Vishwamitra polished one raw diamond. So another example, Sugriva. Sugriva sent millions of monkeys on all the direction across the globe to search for Sita, Mother Sita. But Rama identified Hanuman, one monkey called Hanuman. Rama gave the ring to the Hanuman only. He gave the description about Sita to the Hanuman only. Nobody else. Out of millions of monkeys, one person he can do. Rama thought that is Hanuman. What is the quality of that made Hanuman? So it comes to our mind. That is self-discipline. The devotee has to inculcate self-discipline to attract the Guru. It's very important. Self-discipline is much, that is the basic qualification required. So another example from Mahabharata, let's see that. Dronacharya saw the potential within the Arjuna and brought out his best. Dronacharya also took the raw diamond and polished it. Arjuna got a choice between Krishna and Narayana Sena. So Arjuna, when Krishna asked him, what do you want? He picked up that, I want you only one. So he understood that without second thought, Arjuna picked up, I want Krishna only. The game changer is not the army, it is always the wisdom behind the army, that is Krishna. Arjuna knows Krishna's wisdom. So we have to, when we choose a people as a disciple, we have to choose that how potential they are. The quality of our choice determines the quantity of our progress. How much we are progressing depending on our quality. So we have to focus on quality only. Never just run away after the quantity. Focus on living a life of quality. So this is a very good message for devotee. We have to focus on quality. Don't grab entire sevas and mess up everything. Take what handful of seva which you can give so that will please Krishna with the quality. So Krishna is looking at quality. He is not never look at the quantity. Individual quality determined by self-discipline. This is a point I was repeating. Self-discipline is that is determines quality. Our quality contribution can be determined by the quality of our absorption. So how much we absorb. Our quality of absorption can be determined by the quality of our action, whatever we do. Our quality of action determines by the quality of character, what character we are. Our quality of character can be determined by the quality of value system we in our life. So, value system, that's what yesterday you are all preaching that children summer camp, you are bringing the quality system in their life. That will lead them to character, that character lead them to action, that action lead to absorption, and the absorption turn into contribution. That is a self-discipline. So, it's a major contribution from ISKCON and the care program. They are contributing to the younger generation by bringing a life of value system in their life. So conclusion of today's sloka, let's take it from the Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Instruction. What is the eligibility for a person to begins the Krishna conscious? So generally you think that this basic question will have that. What is the qualification we should have to start the Krishna conscious? The need is the quality association of devotee. So here Q, quality association of the devotees. More we have connected with association of Uttama Adhikaris, that is the quality, we will begin the Krishna conscious. You may say, please come chant, please come to temple, but it's all who is inviting, only Uttama Adhikari. Because of his quality, by seeing his, the newcomer will enter. That is, they start practicing Krishna conscious. What is the eligibility of a person to advance in Krishna conscious? They help us to advance in Krishna consciousness. We have to acquire the quality knowledge. So we have to hear Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Not just a quantity. Moment you open the social media, so many junks are coming. It's not the quantity you are hearing. It's a quality of knowledge. And quality chanting, which will lead us into quantitative chanting. So quality chanting is more important. That will eligible for the advancing in Krishna consciousness. The third question is, what is the eligibility for a person to make a steady progress of Krishna consciousness? We are told that couple of days back, classes, so we talked about steady progress and wavering progress. One day chanting, one day not chanting, one day hearing the Bhagavatam, other day running away from the Bhagavatam, all this wavering. That's a big subject we already explained. So, to recap that. So, here we are talking about steady progress in Krishna consciousness. To sustain in process of practice in Krishna consciousness, we have to upgrade the quality of our desire and our consciousness. We should have a quality desire. Yes, I want to serve Krishna. Our consciousness is I have to serve the devotees and devotee of the Krishna. The more we desire our consciousness, that will sustain our path in Krishna consciousness for a long run. So people talking about I am in Krishna consciousness 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 30. If you ask them no, they say that their desire to serve, quality desires they have it. That's why they are able to sustain in Krishna consciousness for a longer period. In all the three questions, the only answer is quality. So conclusion of Rupa Goswami said that quality life is important. Don't run behind the quantity. Srimad Bhagavatam 3. Jai.